Hi everybody. Well, here we are just past the halfway mark of this here crazy year of 2025. And that means I get to go through all of the makeup that I have tried this year and bring you the very best of 2025 so far. I do have to say that most of the makeup that I've tried this year has been really, really great. There have been very few duds. It's so great that there has been so much good makeup, but it also makes it very difficult to choose what I'm going to talk about in this video. So I've challenged myself to only talk about one or two or three products in each category so it doesn't get extremely long. So if you don't hear me talk about a product I've raved about in this video, it doesn't mean that I still don't love it. It just means that if I can only talk about one or two or three things, then it just didn't make the cut. Doesn't mean it's bad though. So what I'm going to talk about today are my absolute favorites if I had to pick. The ones I tend to reach for the most. All right, let's get started. If you are new here, just passing by for the first time, welcome. I'd love for you to subscribe and join this amazing community that we're trying to slowly build over here. And if you have returned, of course, thank you so much. I do appreciate you all. It will come as no surprise for you to hear me say that the foundation I'm going to talk about is the Givenchy Prism Libre Glow Serum Foundation. This is absolutely stunning. Gives you such a gorgeous, perfected complexion. Feels like a serum. It's very, very lightweight, but gives you a medium coverage. I am wearing it today and I cannot stop using this foundation. It just feels great going on. It is so long lasting and so lightweight and just perfect in every way. I love it. Originally, I picked up the shade 2N and then I went ahead and picked up 3N. 2N is just slightly too light for me, but I can make it work. I ended up picking 3N, and as my tan gets on throughout the summer, I will deepen it up with something else. I'll get into that in just a second, but I did swatch these shades just in case we're shade twins and you want to see the difference between 2N and 3N. So we've got 3N up here and 2N down here. You can see how I can definitely be a 2N, but I'm creeping into 3N territory here, so I can mix these up and I could add something like the Makeup by Mario, something like this, just a little drop in there just to deepen it up. Or I can use a product like the Natasha Denona, the High Gen Bronze. Now, this is something that was released not too long ago. I have a whole review of this on my channel. I have used it today. I wasn't necessarily going to include this in the list of best products of 2025. Only because, and honestly speaking, I haven't used it very, very much. This is something I think I would be reaching for much more in the summertime, but a great product. And I decided to use it today. So I am wearing it underneath the Givenchy, and it's given me an extra little bronze, an extra little glow. The Givenchy has a very natural finish. It doesn't have a glowy finish on me, even though it's called the Glow Serum. For me, it has a very, very natural finish. But adding something like this to it underneath not only kind of bronzes my skin up a little bit, but also adds a little bit of extra glow. But it's not a sticky or in your face kind of glow. It's very, very subtle. While we're here, let me just dab this on the back of my hand. Just one little drop here. So this only comes in one shade. So it's supposed to be a universal shade. You could also wear this on its own as a serum, as skincare, as primer, whatever you want, or you can mix into your foundations as well. But I just want to show you the shade. And so for me to wear this on its own, it's way too dark for me just to wear it plainly on its own. When I have a nice tan going on, I can definitely see me throwing this on just to even everything out when I don't want to wear anything else and also get a glow. So I've just spread it out for you just so you can see how it spreads out and what it looks like when it's spread out. So it can look a little bit intense when you first apply it, but then it kind of calms down. And if you're using it underneath your foundation or mixed in with your foundation, it's obviously not going to be this intense. So although I wasn't going to list this, it's an honorable mention, definitely. And I'm sure as the summer progresses, I am looking forward to using this a little bit more. I am going to bring it with me on vacation that I'm going on very soon. So I'll have more to say about it after I have used it over the summer. All right, I want to talk about one skin tint, and that is the Makeup Forever Super Boost. I wear shade 5 and it's still working for me. And because it's a lighter coverage, I can build this up to a light medium coverage, but it feels so beautiful. It goes on so easily. It dries down. It just perfects my skin with not too much coverage. I like to reach for this when I just want some lighter coverage, day-to-day, very low makeup kind of day. And it's so very long lasting. Looks gorgeous on the skin, feels gorgeous on the skin, applies so nicely. And this has stood out to me as one of the best products so far in 2025. And I also recently discovered that you don't have to play the accordion up here to get the product out. You can just squeeze the sides. It took me a little while to figure that out. Don't know why. But anyway, just in case you were wondering. Oh, I lied. How could I forget Lisa? Hang on, I gotta go get her. So this is not a new product in 2025. It's the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint, but it's very new to me, actually extremely new to me. But I also can't put this one down. I love it. It's very new to me. I just talked about this in my June makeup roundup, and it deserves a mention in this video. I love this skin tint. I don't know what's in this formula that makes it just so magical. There's something about the consistency of this skin tint that just, it feels beautiful on the skin. It does. And it has a light coverage, but it doesn't look like you're wearing a thing. Nothing. It's so natural looking. It doesn't look like you have anything on your face. And even though, you know, some imperfections will come through because it is a skin tint, it doesn't have a full coverage. I would say a light, maybe a light medium coverage, but there's something about the way it sits on the skin. Well, it doesn't sit on the skin. It becomes one with your skin, and it just evens everything out. And even though you can see some imperfections coming through, there's something perfected about your complexion. And this is a magical skin tint. Wonderful product. If you have not tried it already, highly recommend. I have one color corrector to talk about today. It's the Kosas Revealer color corrector. I use the shade Illusion. This is a great color corrector, has quickly become my favorite color corrector. I have very dark circles under my eyes and typically will need a color corrector all around my eye, but especially under my eye. And this one, the consistency of it isn't too thick and it's not too thin. It goes on very easily. It doesn't look like you have an extra layer of product under your eye. It kind of melts right in, goes in, does its job, corrects the darkness, and then you can go in with your concealer. So this is the shade Illusion. It's not too peachy, not too peachy at all. And so it can work for me even as a standalone product, but I do have to be careful not to put too much because a little bit does go a long way. So you need the tiniest amount of product, and I just make sure I target it to the darkest areas under my eyes, and it works perfectly and I love it. Okay, for concealer, it's the EstéeLauder DoubleWear. I love this concealer so much. I am so happy it is in my life. It has been the only concealer I've been reaching for, even though I have a ton of really great ones. This is the one that I know I'm going to apply under my eyes. I'm going to get a smooth under eye. It's not going to crease on me. So this has a matte finish and it dries down quite quickly, but it's not drying in any way. So it sets down, it's not drying, but it doesn't move, it doesn't budge, it stays there all day. You do not even need to powder this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I can even wear this without color corrector. It depends what kind of day or sleep I've had the night before. But typically I've been slapping this on and not even bothering with color corrector. And I love it. I also love the doe foot. The doe foot is large and flat and wide. It has a little divot on one end. I find it's just so easy to just swipe on. It's so good. This is such a good concealer. I originally picked up 2N and then I went ahead and picked up 3N. So again, if we're shade twins, I just swatched them for you just so you can see the difference. Here's the Kosas color corrector. And this is 2N in the EstéeLauder, and this is 3N. I've been reaching for 3N mostly, especially now, and I'm wearing it today along with the Kosas color corrector. And so this has quickly become my favorite concealer. not just 2025, all time. I recently tried the LauraMercier Secret Under Eye Color Correcting Powder, and even though it has been a very recent purchase of mine, I could not include it. It is a magical powder. I picked up the shade Peach along with the brush that they have going along with this powder. So I'll first talk about the powder. This is peach, but it's not too peach, so it's perfect for me. It just blurs under your eyes. It is so perfect. It is undetectable. It just does a really good job of smoothing everything out, and it does have that extra added color correcting property to it. And you know what? I'll take all that I can get. This is a fantastic powder, and on days where I don't want to use two different powders, I've also been taking it down and using it in my T-zone as well, and it has been working perfectly that way. Beautiful, amazing, perfect, especially for mature eyes because it doesn't settle into any of my fine lines at all. It works really great with the EstéeLauder because that concealer doesn't crease on me at all. So it might be getting some help from the EstéeLauder, but it performs beautifully. And even though I've only used it a handful of times, it definitely had to be on this mid-year best of makeup list for sure. And this brush that I picked up reluctantly is so silky smooth, and I love the shape of it. It fits right under your eye in this area and applies this powder beautifully, and I love it. I just love the shape of it. I love the size of it. I really enjoy using this brush in particular with this product. I'm sure you could use any other brush, but I just love that this is designed for under the eye specifically, and it really does help. And it keeps the powder where you want it. If you're using a bigger brush, sometimes it can kind of maybe get away from you. That may not matter to you. If you want to target your powder under your eyes and just work it into the back of your brush so you don't over apply, even though it's very hard to over apply this. I've tried doing it on purpose and nothing happened. But if you want to take it easy, take it slow, use this cute little brush just to dab onto your under eye and you are good to go. It looks beautiful. It looks smoothing. It looks perfected. Magical. Next up is the Givenchy Prism Libre pressed powder. This one reminds me of the loose powder, but in pressed form. It also comes with its own little handy dandy brush, which I have used, and it's actually pretty good. And as you can see, I have hit pan on this beauty. I love that it's in press form because I don't always want to deal with a loose powder. I have to be honest. So this works perfectly for me. This is the shade Voile Rosé 03. And it is very lightweight. It does not look heavy on the face. It takes down shine, but it's not matte and flat. It's undetectable, actually. It's beautiful. It does an amazing job, and I love it. So lightweight, not heavy at all, and perfect. I love it. And I love that it's in press form. I usually take a fluffy brush and dust it where I need it, but you can definitely obviously use a powder puff. You'll get a little bit of a heavier application that way. So I prefer to dust on powders versus then press them in, because I find just with my fine lines and just as I'm getting older, that pressing in of the powder can sometimes end up looking really heavy on me. So I prefer to use a fluffy brush, or this brush actually is really good. You can just sweep it across. It's actually really nice. But anyway, this definitely on the list, and I'm sure will be on the end of the year list as well, unless some miracle happens and something magical comes along. I can't see this not being on that list, but I shall reserve judgment. So far, best powder I've tried this year. Moving on to contour, the Rare Beauty liquid contours. I had to, my daughter stole the other one, so I only have Gentle here. I just want to show you this shade. It's contoury, but it's not too gray. And this is a beautiful formula. Don't be afraid of it. It's not as pigmented as the Rare Beauty blushes are, but still go lightly. It's probably best to mix it elsewhere and not dot it straight to your face, although I've done it and it works out great. It just kind of blends right into your skin, and it just gives you a very natural contour. And even this shade, as contoury as it is, if I go really, really lightly, I can actually even use it as a contour and a bronzer. So beautiful, beautiful formula from Rare Beauty. Excellent. If liquid contours are not your thing, I have a stick that I want to talk about. It's the ABH contour stick. I have one shade in this and it's called Shadow. I've quickly swatched it for you here next to the Rare Beauty just so you can see the difference in the tones. This one has a slight reddish tone to it, which works really, really great for me. This is contoury. It's gray, but it's not deathly gray. So this is also one that if I apply very gently, very lightly, I can also use as a contour and a bronzer. This is so easily blendable. It just melts into the skin. It actually kind of reminds me of the Dior bronzing contour sticks that I love that formula so much. This is very close to that, very, very close to that. And I've been loving this one. The blendability of it is incredible. And like I said, it just melts into your skin. And although it's a contour, looks so, so natural. And again, not too gray. I have been loving the Westman Atelier bronzing drops. That comes in 4 shades. I have shade number 2. I've also quickly swatched it next to the Rare Beauty contour, the ABH contour, just so you can see the difference there. I love this tone. This is a perfect tone for me for bronzing. So this goes on very easily. The thing is, I wouldn't apply it directly to the face. You'd have to take it somewhere else and disperse it and then apply it. I find that's the best way to apply this. And it's matte. It dries down completely. But again, it's not a flat matte. There's some life to it. Definitely so beautiful. I'm in love with these. These are also bronzing drops that you could also add into your foundation to deepen them if you need to. So versatility and how you can use them. The only thing is some people don't like a liquid bronzer. Like this is a liquid. So you may not like that, but if you don't mind that, this is absolutely beautiful product. It is pricey. It's on the pricey side. It's Westman Atelier. Nothing from that line has anyone ever uttered, oh, how affordable. Everything in the Westman Atelier line has a high price tag, but I do love so many of their products, and this one is no exception. I do love this. Again, coming on vacation with me, I'm going to be doing a packing video, so you'll see this featured in that. But yeah, very easy to use. Goes on beautifully, blends right in. Again, a matte finish. So I don't even have to go in and add a powder on top. I can leave it just as is. I have used these today and I have gone in with a powder on top. Sometimes if I want to punch it up a little bit, I'll do that. And also I'm going to talk about that powder and I wanted to use it on my face so that you could see, but wonderful. Love this. The powder bronzer I have on today is the Dior Forever Nude Bronzer. I wear the shade 04 Warm Matte. A shout out to the gorgeous packaging. But what is on the inside is what really, really matters. And this is the most beautiful bronzer. It is my favorite bronzer. It is so perfectly pigmented. You cannot overdo this bronzer. It is matte. This also comes in a glowy version as well, although I don't think there's too much of a difference between the matte and the glowy versions of this powder. Also, I think at Sephora you can only get the jumbo sizes, but the shades don't correlate to the shades that you can buy on the Dior website. So very confusing there. All I know is that this shade 04 Warm Matte is perfect for me. So this one is matte, but it doesn't look powdery. It's diffusing, and I don't like to use that word lightly. It's perfection. I love it. You can't mess this up. It's a powder, but feels creamy, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And for sure, it's on this list because it's my favorite. Oh, I didn't show you a swatch. Here it is. I think it's helpful to see it against the rest of these. So this is the Westman Atelier, the bronzing drops, and you can see it has that red undertone that I just absolutely love. But when I apply this on top of this, it's a magical combination that is on my face today, and I love using these two together. I think I did mention that's what I'm wearing today, the Westman Atelier drops first, and then on top I went in with the Dior, and it's beautiful. As a segue to blush, probably because I'm procrastinating and also because this is a beautiful, beautiful product, because blush is going to be hard. Okay, that's a hard one. But this is a gorgeous duo. This one is Biscuit and Petal. There are other duos that were only blushes, I believe, and some that were contour, bronzer, and blush duos. I only picked up one. These are the shades that I own and love in stick form, and so that's why I decided to pick the same shades up in powder form. I love that this is a duo. I love that they're both in the same compact. I love this packaging. I love this shade of pink. Again, a Westman Atelier, pricey item. However, these are so soft, so beautiful, gorgeous formula. They're matte, but they're buildable. Here they are. They're matte, but they feel kind of creamy, so they're not a lifeless matte. These have the perfect texture, the perfect softness, the perfect color for me to contour, but not too harshly. It's not too pigmented. It's buildable and it blends in so nicely. Biscuit has the perfect undertone for me. This is a perfect everyday staple. I love that it's in powder form, and I love that they're together in this one gorgeous compact. Now, onto blush. A tough one, I tell you. All right, here we go with blushes. I have two powder blushes to talk to you about. First ones are the YSL Make Me a Blush. Firstly, can we appreciate the packaging? The packaging is so beautiful. I love the little round shape. I love everything about these. This is 06 Rose Haze, and this is 57 Coral Clash. They're stunning. This is the one that I am wearing today. I do wish they had the shade names written at the bottom of these. They only have the numbers, but each shade has a corresponding top, so you know what you're reaching for if you do have multiple of these. The two shades that I have are matte, but these also do come in like satin, shimmery shades as well. I have not picked any of those up yet, but these matte ones, they're so soft and buildable, and they just diffuse themselves on your cheek. You can build them up, you can keep them nice and soft and light, and they look perfect and beautiful and blurring on the cheeks. It doesn't look like I have powder sitting on my cheek. It just blends right in and looks so beautiful, and I love this shade, Rose Haze. I have it on today, I think I mentioned. I love these so much. They were released at the very tail end of 2024, but I'm including them in 2025, definitely. You cannot go wrong. You can't mess it up. You really can't. Next up are the Dior RosyGlow powder blushes. These are reformulated and released at the same time as the Dior stick blushes. I did pick up the stick blushes first and then decided to pick these up as well. These are also gorgeous. I picked up two shades. I picked up Toffee and Candy, which are my favorite shades in the stick form. So I thought I'd get the matching powder so I could use them together, layer them, and also they're my favorite shades. So here is Candy and here is Toffee. It looks like Toffee is very close to Rose Haze, but no, there's much more of a rosiness in the YSL. This is very much a neutrally caramelly type of shade. This is definitely, in my opinion, an upgrade from the original RosyGlow powder blushes, only because they are much more pigmented. You can build them up, they're not too pigmented, but the original ones, you had to really work hard in order to build up any pigment with those. These ones are much more easily buildable, and they're also gorgeous and beautiful on the cheeks. I know you're asking yourself, well, which one? Which one should I try, YSL or Dior? So I'm gonna tell you, these are a little bit drier of a formula. They're both powders, but there's a creaminess to the YSL. These ones are a little bit drier, just a little bit drier. So when I was swatching the Dior, I was picking up some of the powder in here. It was kind of kicking up, whereas that does not happen with the YSL. So there's a difference there, but these look just as beautiful, just as diffused, just as gorgeous on the cheeks. The YSL may have a little edge up in that department, but still, these are absolutely beautiful. It's going to come down to shades because I can't find in the YSL anything close to Toffee, and I love Toffee. Candy I could probably figure out, how to get around that with the YSL. So really, I love having both in my collection. And again, it's the shades for me that I love so much in these. And the formula is fantastic too. I'm just saying, if I had to choose, I would say the YSL edges out the Dior just a little bit. However, I would be really sad if I didn't have my Toffee and my candy. You know? Speaking of the Dior RosyGlow blush sticks, this packaging is the first thing I'm going to talk about. It is absolutely stunning and I love it. The outside reflects in a translucent kind of way the shade that is on the inside, and I love that. This is the shade Pink. This is the shade Candy. I'm in love with it. And this is the shade Toffee. Candy and Toffee have slightly more luminosity than the pink. The pink still has luminosity to it, but looks matte when you look at it, but it does have a beautiful glow. They all do, but these kick it up a notch. These two right here, these can go on quite sheer, but you can also build them up. They're so creamy, so easy to blend out on your cheek, and they look absolutely gorgeous. They're balmy, but they're not sticky, in my opinion. If you give them a minute to kind of settle down, I don't feel like my hair sticks to them, although I have heard some people say that that happens to them. That hasn't been my experience. They also say that these are pH adjusting, also something that I haven't noticed. These shades don't change color on me. They look exactly how they're supposed to look. They look the same when I first apply them, which is exactly what's in the tube. And I don't see any difference. And I love that they can stay on the sheer side if you want to, or you can build them up. They're dewy, they're gorgeous. You can apply them directly to your face. It won't pick up foundation underneath. They're so easy to use. You can just apply them with your fingers. You can apply them without a mirror. That's how easy it is to use these, and they look gorgeous. They give such a beautiful glow to the cheeks. They're beautiful and they're very long lasting. And if you pair them with the Dior powder that I just talked about, you can punch up the color even more and set these, but still the glow will come through. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. One of my favorite things that I have tried this year. And then came along Charlotte with her glowy blush sticks. We've been so spoiled. I'm going to swatch the Charlotte, but I do want to swatch them next to the Dior so that you can see the difference. Okay, so these top three are the Dior, and then we get into the Charlotte. This is Pretty, a little more lilac. This is Rosy, this is Pinky, and this is Peachy. And I love that Peachy is not too peachy. It kind of reminds me of Candy in the Dior. I wanted you to be able to see these formulas swatched next to each other so you can see what kind of finish they have. So these have the most beautiful glow to them. They look gorgeous on the cheek. They're not sparkly, but there's this uniform glow, like a glow from within. And what I can say about these is that they are much more pigmented than the Dior. You can build up the Dior, yes, but these you get a lot more pigment off the bat. However, you can definitely shear them out and build them up. So the level that you can get these to is much more pigmented than what you could get out of the Dior. And again, shade-wise, I wish they would add something like a Toffee in this line. I'd be all over that, all over that. And also the packaging's okay. Like, it's all right. I like that the outside packaging reflects the shade. That's always great. But again, Charlotte Tilbury's packaging sometimes really is not visually appealing. I don't know what it is about it. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite packaging. I don't know what it is. Sometimes her packaging can throw me off, but that's nor here nor there. Just my opinion. What matters is that this is fantastic. Like, fantastic. This is a spectacular blush. Spectacular. Can't go wrong. And also very long lasting. Okay, I thought blush was hard and now I'm looking at the eyeshadow. Help. Okay, I've narrowed it down to 4. I know I'm past my 3 cut off, but what I am noticing are that they're all smaller palettes. There are no big or bigger palettes that have made it to this video. Again, not because I don't love them, but if I had to narrow it down to the ones I'm reaching for the most, the ones I'm loving the most, they happen to be smaller palettes. All right, the first one is the PRADA in 09 Primula, this quad right here. Here is this gorgeous palette swatched. These are so silky smooth. They have the most beautiful satin finish. I love this special shade in here. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And they just look so smooth across the eyelid. They're incredible. I love the shades. I love applying them. They're so easily blendable. They're top, what a top-notch formula. Absolutely amazing. I'd been eyeing these quads for a while, but none of the color stories were really calling to me. They had that punch of color in them, each of them, and then they released, I think, 3 new color stories that were a little bit more like neutral and didn't have that punch of color. And when I saw them, I said, ooh, I must try, and I'm so glad I did. Highly recommend. This formula it's a spectacular formula. Spectacular. Next up is this Dior Quint, and probably my most used. This is in brown cashmere. Oh, I cannot tell you how in love I am with this palette. Unfortunately, it is limited edition. I think it's still available. I think it's the packaging that's limited edition. I really hope that they pop this this brown cashmere in their regular packaging so it can live on forever. Guys, I'm so sorry about the lighting situation. I'm filming yet again later in the day. Not a good idea. Note to self, the sun has been playing peekaboo. Okay, and sometimes it'll come in mid-sentence and blow me right out. So I've been trying to adjust as it's doing that. And I'm really, really sorry if there are points throughout this video where the sun is just way too bright. But let's move on. Let's move on and deal with the elements as well. So this Quint, oh my Lanta. Look at this perfection. Your perfect, everyday, neutral color story. And let me tell you, it packs quite the punch. I know, it looks unassuming, but it's not. Let me do a quick swatch. Look at these beautiful, beautiful shades. My goodness. So you can keep this very, very light and keep it daytime appropriate, whatever that means, or you can really deepen it up. It's got a perfect amount of pigment. You can go light, like I said, but you can really build it up and give it a nice punch. These shimmers, you don't have to build them up. There is a gorgeous payoff right off the bat, and it's stunning. It's beautiful. It's the perfect neutrally brown palette. It's all you need. It's amazing. This mid-tone brown right here is my favorite. It's such a special brown, and I love the undertone of it. These are just so easy to work with. There's zero fallout, lasts all day long, and I use it for any and every occasion. I love it. This is, I'm going to say, by far my favorite so far this year. I'm calling it. And the reason it's my favorite, and don't get me wrong, I love all of these, but there's an occasion for these, right? That one is just perfect for every day. Perfect for every day. And if I need it for nighttime, I can do it for nighttime as well. I think it's that color story in particular that I love so much. And the formula and everything else I mentioned, but that's why it's been my favorite and my most reached for, because of the color story and how easily I can just do a light dusting of something and have a great eyeshadow look. Or if I need to, I can deepen it out and know that I'll get a gorgeous, gorgeous look. And I always get compliments when I wear that. Next up is Victoria Beckham Eye Wardrobes. Oh my goodness, look how gorgeous this package is. Now you do have to buy the case separately from the refillable shadows inside. This one is called Olive. This is the one that I have on my eyes today, and I hadn't used them in a little while, so I was really happy to get back into these. These launched, I think it was March, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. It doesn't matter. The whole point is that this formula, and I do have the other eye wardrobes that I'll show you those color stories as well. But just to talk about formula now for a second, these blend like a dream. They look beautiful on the eye. They're easy to work with, no fallout, all of the great things. They're beautiful. The color stories are so gorgeous, like so gorgeous. I couldn't pick. I really couldn't pick which one. So I have all of them. At first, I only bought one case, and then I had to home the other refillable ones because they were just lying around and they needed somewhere to live. So they're in their cases now. I did pick up 3 more of these cases. These are something so special, and I have a full review and application of all of these. Actually, I have reviews on all of these products. If you go back, you'll be able to find much more detail, application, different looks, etc., about all of these products that I'm talking about, not just these shadows. I love this color story. I love greens. I love greens. And this one is no exception, because you can really balance out this green here with these 2 shades, and this gold that's on my lids is so smooth. It's so smooth. It's so perfect. Just beautiful. I love these. Let me show you the other ones. I didn't give you a close-up of this guy. Here you go. Just so you can see a little bit more up close the shades and the tones. They're so easy to work with. They're very, very pigmented, but not too pigmented where, you know, you dot your brush in and then you don't know where to put the pigment. They're so easily blendable. Gorgeous. All right, so this one here is Victoria. I think the most popular one. Oh, I love this one too. I love it. Here we have Night Flash for those sultry looks. Oh, it's beautiful. However, don't let this one confuse you, because you do have this like mushroomy, gorgeous shade right here. And you can lighten it up and just add a tad of drama with the darker shades. And finally, we have Navy Noir. I'm a blue girl. As much as I love green, I love blue even more. I did a look on this channel with this, and you guys absolutely loved it. Like, you loved it. I can't remember which video it was in, but anyway, I love this one. This is way up there. Now, a lot of people wish there was a little bit of a lighter option, a lighter color story. I'm sure there will be more of these released 100%, because they were very popular. They were a hit. So I do agree that it would be nice to have maybe like a really nice and neutral color story, because these are quite sultry. They're on the darker side, and you're a little bit limited to, not completely, but a little bit limited to the types of shades or the depth that you can get with these. Although in each one you do have a lighter option, but I do understand why people have been saying that, or were saying that at least when these were released. So I do agree with that, but I love them nonetheless. I love them. I even bought them each their own homes, and that wasn't cheap. So much I love them. And finally, we have the Lisa Eldridge Desert Gleam palette. This beauty right here. This palette is very special. Okay, I love the color story. Everything is beautiful in here. Everything works together. This is so versatile as well. You can create so many different looks with this. In my June makeup roundup, that look, I loved that look. Okay, I even wrote it down so I didn't forget, because sometimes I do these looks, then I forget, and then I wonder what I did the last time I used the palette and I loved it so much. You know what I mean? Does anybody else do that? Or am I weird like that? I don't know. But anyway, beautiful formula, creamy, gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I did miss out on the Betty palette that's no longer available and was released just a few months ago. Was it just 2 months ago? I mean, in makeup land, one day is like a month, so it's hard to gauge time-wise when things were released. But I missed out on that one, but I wasn't about to miss out on this one. And I love greens. This khaki green is just so beautiful, and you can build these up. It's more pigmented than you would imagine, but it's not overly pigmented. It's not. So you're gonna get nice soft looks out of this, but you can punch it up. You can. The formula is so silky and smooth, and I love it. It's so gorgeous. Well thought out, gorgeous, amazing to work with. It's such a joy to work with this palette and create some looks. It's incredible. You thought we were done with shadow, but we're not. Those were eyeshadow palettes. Now we're into eyeshadow sticks. We have more. These are the NARS eyeshadow sticks. Now, they've always had a matte line of these sticks, but this year they introduced shimmering versions of them. Originally, I picked up Ablaze and Laguna, and then I picked up the O. And let me swatch them real quick, and I'll talk to you about these shades. So here is Laguna. Here is Ablaze. right there. Oh, it's so beautiful. And this one is Orgasm. So pretty. I love these two in combination. They look so beautiful on the lid. This shade right here, it's not the best for me. It doesn't look the best on my lid for some reason. I think it's just too light of a pink for my eyelids. So I kind of just use it maybe for the inner corner. I find other ways to use it, but all over my lid, I'm not a fan of that shade in particular. This formula, however, is a satiny shimmer. It's not sparkly in any way. It is so smooth on the lids, so easy for a quick everyday look, and I can apply these over a powdered lid. So if you are someone who applies something on their eyelid for discoloration or anything like that, typically I'll use a concealer or whatever you use to do that. If you do that and then you powder on top, you can apply these on top of powder. I think they work best that way, to be honest with you, because I've tried both ways, and over powder I like them the best. Although of course you can apply them to a bare lid for sure, but I love them. They're gorgeous. Quick and easy, everyday kind of look that you can slap on the eyes. And even though they're shimmery, they just give you a nice, smooth, satiny with a glow. It's not a sparkle, and I love it, and it's perfect. So if you're someone who likes one and done shadows and you don't want anything matte, you want something with a little bit of something to it, then these are something you should try out. I love them. They made the list. Oh no, we're not done with shadow yet. Now we're doing liquid shadow. There's only one. And it's the Armani liquid shadows. I have two shades. Now, these are not new for 2025, but I was trying to get my hands on Cashew, the first one I ever bought, and it's always been sold out. And finally, that's not it. This is Cashew. So this one is Cashew, and then I think recently they just released this khaki shade right here. When I tell you that these liquid eyeshadows are so beautiful on the lid, they're so smooth, you can work with them for a little bit and then they dry down and they do not move. And this shade Cashew is just the perfect all over your lid one and done. It gives you a something to your lid, and you have to do nothing else. Just add some mascara and you're good to go. It is gorgeous. And this khaki shade right here, you can apply a little bit and get a gorgeous shadow even for every day. But if you apply just a little bit more, you can build on these as well. You can get the most beautiful smoky eye, a one and done smoky eye. They're so perfect. They're so perfect. I love these so much. And this shade khaki, everything. And this shade Cashew, everything for every day. And this I can wear for every day too if I keep it light, and I can really punch it up if I'm in a hurry and I want a smoky eye. I slap this on. So easy to blend, so easy to blend. And like I said, it dries down, it doesn't move, it doesn't go anywhere. Then if you want, you can add a little bit of sparkle, tap it on in the center, and you're good to go. Love these. Love. Okay, let's quickly talk mascara. My eyelashes are very wimpy, and I need all the help that I can get. The best mascara that I have tried so far this year is this Gucci one. They have one that's pink, and that one's really good too, but this one, I get lift, I get volume, I get lashes I didn't know I had, and I also get a beautiful separation. And this is an incredible, very incredible mascara. I love it. I love it. It's at the top of the list. I'm going to quickly show you this wand. This is how the wand looks, but it's very flexible. It's extremely flexible, and so it kind of moves with your lashes and is able to coat them so perfectly and give you everything you need. Listen, I have no lashes, and then when I use this, I magically have them. So that's why it's number one. Next is the Max Stack Elevated, and this one is also very nice. So this one has an interesting wand. It's kind of thicker at the bottom, and it has a little curve, and it becomes more narrow at the top. And I'm able to hug my lashes with this so easily. It removes easily at night as well. This is very beautiful. I am wearing it today, 2 coats, and I'm good. And I love this one too. Been really loving it. I love them. I mean, I love them not the same. This one is just a notch above this one, but this one is excellent, excellent too. And again, at a very, very close tie with this one is the Dior Over Volume. This one's really good too. So this one has an hourglass shaped wand, and I get really great volume, really great lift. Like immediately, the second this touches my lashes, boop, up they go. It's so good. This one's really, really good too. So mascara is so personal. It depends on the state of your lashes, what you're looking for from a mascara. But these three, depending on the wand you might like, depending on which wand works best for your lashes. I love all three of those. The Gucci above all, but by a small margin. And a brown mascara that I recently discovered is the Sephora Size Up. This is so good. It is so good. Look at this wacky wand. I mean, I can't really describe the shape to you because it's kind of like thick in some parts, not in others. The bristles kind of stick out in some parts and not others. All I know is that I get an amazing lash from this. It gives me such amazing length, such good length, to the point where my lashes were almost touching my eyebrows. If you saw my June roundup, makeup roundup video, you would have seen that because I mentioned this and that. I bought this back in April at the Sephora sale and hadn't opened it up until recently. What I also love about this, if you're a brown mascara lover, like I am, I love a brown mascara. This is the perfect brown. The perfect brown. It's not too dark. It's not too light. It's not too red. It's not too anything. I love it. It's perfect. One little warning on this one. It takes forever to remove. Forever. Make sure you use an oil-based remover and just let that sit on your lashes for a little bit just to break down this formula, because it takes me forever to remove it. But I know what I'm getting with it. You should know too. It's not a mascara you can remove easily, but I love the effect that it gives my lashes. So I'll take it. I'll take it. I thought eyeshadow was hard and blush was hard. The lips, it's a thing. All right. We'll get into that in 2 seconds after I talk to you about this amazing and the only highlighter that I'm going to talk about today. And that is let me show you the packaging. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. This is the Dior highlighter. My love. I love this so very, very much. This is the shade Nude Halo. I'm going to quickly swatch it for you. I am also wearing it today. I know. Look at this elegant, beautiful, non-sparkly, uniform, absolutely unbelievable, gorgeous powder highlighter. I even wear this on my eyes. When I am lazy, I will put a bronzer in my eye, not in my eye, I'll put a bronzer in my crease and then this all over the lid and I'm good to go. Magical. Love it. I lied. I have one more highlighter to talk about, but it's a stick. It's a stick. This is the House Labs glassy something highlighting stick, and this is in pure glass. I picked up the colorless one because sometimes I just want to glow on my cheeks, but I don't want any other color. That's why I love colorless highlighters like this one. This one is beautiful. I hope you can see the reflection of that. So there's no color to it, but look at that shine. It is absolutely gorgeous. But one caveat to this one, it is sticky. It's sticky. So I reserve it for days where, maybe I'll have my hair back or I'll just deal with it because it's so beautiful. But just keep that in mind. It does have a tack to it. It doesn't dry down, but it keeps that gorgeous, gorgeous reflection off of the high points of your cheeks forever. It's beautiful. Also, I wouldn't take the chance. They say you can apply directly to the cheek, but I wouldn't take the chance. I've used this and sometimes it hasn't picked up anything underneath, and I've used it other times and it has. So just be careful with that. Either pick it up with your finger and tap it on, or however else you like to apply other than directly to the cheek. I mean, you can take the chance. Go ahead. But I'm just saying, I personally don't, just in case, because I don't want to be dealing with that. But this is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I was going to pick up more shades, but because of the stickiness situation, I decided not to. I'm good with this one. And when I want a colorless, glassy highlight, I'll reach for this. And it's usually on the days when my hair's in a ponytail, which is most days. All right, well, let's leave the hardest category to whittle down for last, shall we? Just for fun. For shits and giggles, why not? I have two lip liners to talk to you about. I was considering not including these Merit ones, and the only reason is that they're not for everybody. And then I thought, well, they're not for everybody, but they're for somebody, and I love them, so why wouldn't I share these as one of my favorites at the midpoint of this year? So these are very, very sheer liners, and I reserve these for days where I have very light makeup application or no makeup at all, but I do want to have something on my lips. And these are ones that you can definitely fill in your whole lip with and just be done with it. So you have a liner and a lipstick all in one. So I love these. I know they're not very, very long lasting because they're so creamy and because they're so sheer, but they do have a purpose. They have a purpose. And for those days when these fit into what I'm looking for, I do reach for them. This one is Bespoke. Oh, I love this one. It's a little bit contoury and I love that. And this one is Beverly Hills. And I have these two and I'm fine with these two. They serve every purpose that I need. They're creamy. They feel good, they're hydrating, and there is a time and a place for something like this in my life personally, and so I have been using them and I have been loving them. Others only want a lip liner, like the next one I'm going to talk about, that will definitely define the lip, that will maybe differentiate from maybe even the lipstick that they're wearing or the gloss that they're wearing. So it's all personal preference. So if you are someone who thinks that a product like this would fit into your makeup routine or your daily routine, this is definitely a daytime thing. I wouldn't whip this out for a night out and I wanted my lipstick to last all night. This isn't one. This is a daytime, everyday kind of lip liner for me. But if you wanted something that is much more long lasting, yet creamy and beautiful and gorgeous, look no further than the Westman Atelier lip liners. Again, a little pricey, but you know what? They're so very long lasting. They are very creamy. They glide right on. Sometimes I will line my lips, do that, and it will have covered my whole lip. That's how creamy and gorgeous they are. However, they don't fade away. They're so long lasting. I have two shades. This is Biscuit and this is Petal. So gorgeous. So this is the Merit, Bespoke, and Beverly Hills. And these Westman Atelier, as you can see, much more pigmented, right? But these serve a purpose and these serve a purpose. And I love them both. Oh, I should mention that the Westman Atelier, they're a pencil, so you have to sharpen them. And the Merit ones are twist ups, but they do come with their own little sharpener at the end, just in case you didn't know. So let's move on to lips. I really narrowed it down because there were so many beautiful lip products that I have tried over the last 6 months. So it was really difficult to narrow everything down, but I think I have. These are the ones that make my heart beat a little bit when I look at them. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so the first one up for lipstick is the PRADA. These are the Monochrome Hyper Matte Formula. And I have to say I'm in love, especially with the shades that I picked up. This one in particular. This one is called Marin. For a matte lipstick, so comfortable on the lips, so creamy, so beautiful. And this shade in particular is my lips, but better. Okay, so I am wearing it today along with, I can't remember if I mentioned, I'm wearing the Petal lip liner in the Westman Atelier today. And I also picked up Alabaster, and Alabaster is nude lips. Okay, it is very nude lips. For me, in my skin tone, it looks very light. This is Alabaster. When I add this to my face, it makes me look very not good, not alive. Okay, and so when I swatch it here though, it looks quite pink. And it looks beautiful. So what I have been doing, because I do love it, just not on its own. So I'll combine these. I'll do Marin all over the lips, and then maybe I'll add a little bit of Alabaster in the center, or if I'm using a darker lip liner and I fill in a little bit on the corners and a little mostly on my lip, then I can add this to that. And I love this shade too. I hung on to it, even though on its own it doesn't look that great on me. I do love it, and I hung on to it for that reason. The formula, out of this world. It's a matte, but it doesn't feel like a matte. It's not drying at all. It feels so good. Such a beautiful, beautiful formula, worth every penny. They are pricey, but I love them. I love them. I love them, and wanted to include them in this mid-year best of. This is not a new release. I think it was late last year that these Lisa Eldridge Rouge Experience lipsticks were released, but then there was a new shade called Society, which is the one that I picked up. And now very, very recently, there are, I think, 3 more, some of which look divine, and I'm very much considering picking up. But I did pick up Society, this shade right here. This is a perfect shade for me. Like when I want something a little bit brighter than Marin, it's so gorgeous for summer. It's perfect. It is perfect. It's my perfect, perfect shade when I want something a little bit brighter. And the formula is amazing. It feels so comfortable. It's so long lasting. It's satin. It's beautiful. It is perfect. This gorgeous case, I'm not going to describe it. Just look at it. I'm not going to say what it looks like. Okay? But it's beautiful. It is weighty. It is heavy. It is luxury. It is luxury. It is elegance. It's elegance. This is a very, very classy lipstick case. I gotta say. I gotta say it. Okay, that's it for bullet lipsticks. I know. Can you believe it? I know. I'm so proud of myself. I'm telling you, this is the best of the best so far. Doesn't mean I don't love the other ones. Those are the 2 that I love so, so very much to my core. All right. Now, we're going to talk about a special product. These Bisou Bombs from Violetta Far. And I don't think they're new, but Violetta Far I think is new to Sephora. And so this is how I discovered them. These are... well, they make me smile, I'll tell you that much. So they are matte, very, very hydrating. And what you do is you apply them to your lips and then you just tap. You tap, 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 and you get that beautiful, blurred, just kissed, but not messy. Not like you put your lipstick on and ate a burger and now it's all over your face. It's so beautiful, so gorgeous. I have to swatch these shades for you. This was also in my June roundup favorites, and so was the Lisa Eldridge. I told you a lot of these are quite recent, but it doesn't matter if they're recent. If I love them and they stack up against the rest, it doesn't really matter. So here are the shades. So here are Rose Latte and Calisson. And these, I love these shades. So I have something a little bit more pinky when I'm feeling pinky. And then I have something a little bit more neutral when I'm feeling neutral. Look at that blur. They're moisturizing. They're a balm at the same time. So you have this gorgeous French girl lip, okay, all day. And your lips are moisturized. Is there anything better? I do have to say you have to kind of maybe break the seal on these just for like 1 or 2 swipes, because the first time I used them, they felt really hard and I had a hard time kind of applying the product on my lip. But when it got worked in, and it didn't take too long, don't get me wrong, I'm just letting you know, if you pick this up and you glide it across your lips and you're like, what the hell was Rhoda talking about? How are these balmy? Just trust me, just work it in a little bit. You will get the most luxurious lip, a moisturized lip all day. It's a balm and a beautiful shade on top and that blurred look across your lips. As we used to say in high school, I'm fully in love, fully in love with these. Well, at least at my high school. I don't know about yours. I have not talked about these on my channel yet. Even though I have not featured them on my channel yet, I have been using them and I've been using them a lot. Do you know why? Because they're awesome. That's why. These are the Chanel Duos, Le Rouge Duos. They have a big, long French name. And I will have everything linked below. Everything I've talked about today will be linked below. And also, if you do shop through those links, it does help my channel out. It doesn't cost you anything. I do get a small commission if you do click those links. It really does help me out. You don't have to, but I'm just letting you know. It just kind of fit into what I was saying right now. I picked up 2 shades. One is Darling Pink and one is Pink Nude. I'm going to swatch real quick. So this one, the lighter one, is Darling Pink and this one is Pink Nude. I'm unclear on when these were launched, but I do believe they launched some new shades in January for the line. So, but they are new to me, and so that's why I'm including them in this video. So you have these shades on one end. Beautiful, very, very long-lasting formula. So gorgeous on the lips, so creamy, yet they stay in place. I don't know how. And then on this side, on the other side, you have this clear gel that you can apply, or not can apply, you should apply, right on top of the gloss. And it gives you the glossiest, most beautiful, most gorgeous lip that lasts forever for a lip gloss. My goodness, why are these so expensive? Well, I mean, I haven't come across anything like this. They're very, very unique in the way that they have the pigment on one side and the locking in gloss on the other. Even though these are glossy on their own, just the pigment itself is glossy on its own. You could use it that way for sure, but adding that gloss on top locks everything in. It is so long lasting, so smooth, so beautiful, so comfortable on the lips. I hate that I love them, but I do. Okay? And I had to let you know about them, even though I haven't talked about them on my channel yet. I had to really give them a chance. The first time I used them, I think my lips were crusty and it was gathering over here. And I think it was just my lips that first time. And that's why I said, no, I'm not going to talk about these yet. I want to keep on testing them out. And that particular day, my lips happened to be a little bit dry. But after that, every other time I've tried them, which is several, I've had 0 problems at all. And I love these so much. You know the cartoon heart? It's like pumping out of my chest for these. I love them. So Chanel's the only lip gloss that made this list, but I have one more lip gloss, but it's a plumping one. So it's a separate category and it's the YSL one. First of all, gorgeous bottle. I only picked up one shade in Nude Lavalier number 44. So I want to show you this big fat doe foot and I love that. I love when a gloss, plumping or not, has a big fat doe foot. I love it. And I'm just going to quickly swatch it for you just so you can see the shade. It has a really high shine, really, really beautiful. This has a peppery burn and it's a slow burn, okay? It is a slow one. So at first you don't feel anything and then you start feeling it. It gets intense and then it kind of dies out. So the way that I like to use this is over top of maybe a filled in lip with a lip liner or over top of lipstick. This is the best way that I have found to use it if you're sensitive to the plumpiness, that burn. If you're not sensitive to it, this is absolutely gorgeous. It makes your lips so juicy, so beautiful, so shiny, so amazing. And I love this one. It's gorgeous. It's the only plumping gloss that has made this list. It is stunning. If you can handle a little bit of heat, by a little bit, I mean like intense for a little bit. It's a buildup and then it subsides and then it's gone. But then you're left with these gorgeous plumpy lips and not too much, right? It's not too much. It's just enough. It's gorgeous and it's very, very shiny and it lasts a really, really long time. I love it. It's gorgeous. I want to talk about this One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray, which I love so very much. However, I don't like the shine in the center of my face. If you are okay with that, then let it be. I will cover or I will just powder over top if it gets in places where I don't want it. However, it is a great setting spray. It does help your makeup last and also provides you a beautiful, beautiful glow. So say you think you've over powdered or you think you're looking a little bit too matte and you want to bring a little bit of life to your face, this will do it for you. This is incredible. It's so very, very good. and really good at making your makeup last. And that's the only thing I'll say, is that if you don't want to shine in this area right here, which I don't personally like, I love it on the perimeter of my face, but not in the center, I'll either block it, or I'll just add a little bit more powder on top just to take that shine down. And all is good in the world. Well, we made it through. That is it. That is all for this video. I really hope you found it helpful. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. I know a lot of you are watching and rewatching. I can see that so many people are watching who are not yet subscribed to the channel. So if you like this video, please do consider subscribing, because we have a really great community here. Join the fam. We don't take anything seriously around here. Well, I don't take myself seriously. The makeup I take seriously. So do consider subscribing if you have not already. And if you have already, thank you so very much. And thank you so much for watching. And follow me on Instagram too. I know I've been a little bit absent there, but I will pick it up definitely very soon. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully. Bye.